Hey, let me show you something. And that's that. So I went on an adventure. It was my first time being in a hot air balloon, and I found it so beautiful how the sun's rays were breaking out of the clouds, and you could see all of that from the skyline. And it was just a great experience. And I decided to go a step further. I was inspired to create something out of that adventure, out of that experience. And so I decided to do this. This is a quilling project, and I think it's really cool. I especially love the clouds. And yeah, so what is quilling? Quilling, also known as paper filigree, is an art form that involves using thin strips of paper to create shapes that you then use to create an ultimate design of whatever you decide to create. And this is the result. This is one of the results.
So I started out by sketching a hot air balloon and designing it. Not that I needed it because I ended up erasing everything and creating something new, but this is the process, right? So that's what you're seeing. After creating the sketch, after drawing clouds and everything, like I said, I erased it and got some paper that I had put together and I rolled it into a circle. After that, I unrolled it and used a tweezer to fold and create curls that I would use to create my design. Once I got that, I used some glue at the bottom and stuck it to the paper. And I repeated on the other side. And I just continued like that, making my design as I go along. So, as you can clearly tell, quilling, like I said, is all about using thin strips of paper to curl into shapes that you use to create a picture. In this case, it's a hot air balloon. Comment in the comment section down below what you think so far. So, after all that, voila!
I would say quilling has an uncertain history. There are notes of it starting in Egypt because of the similarities between filigree back then, which was metalwork, and paper filigree today, which involves using paper. And if you look at the two, you can see the similarities. You can see the influence that the filigree back then has had on modern art forms. And it's not just in Egypt. They say that nuns and monks did it as well. They used golden strips to create some art that had a more religious tone to it. There are notes of affluent women during the Renaissance period using it as a leisure activity. They would create baskets, they would create picture frames, they would create jewelry boxes, and some of those designs are still applicable today, but it's been taken a step further. It's really grown as an art form. You can find people creating wedding invitations out of it, greeting cards, stationery holders, wall art, and it really shows you that anyone can, create something out of paper, because it's not just, the hot air balloon that I created. You can create something as simple as this, a heart. You can create something more detailed, like a cupcake, because we heart cupcakes. Okay. And if not, you could create something more intricate, like this. This is one of, it's actually the first quilling project I decided to make. And I made it about a year and a half ago because I wanted to create something artsy, something intricate, and something colorful that represented art ventures. And so this was the result. It really shows you that there is so much you can do with the simplest of materials. Of course, quilling as an art form, like any other, has its own tools and techniques to it. There's a slotted tool, the needle tool, there's a crimper, there's a circle sizer, there's tweezers, and out of all of those, I only had a tweezer in my hands. And it really shows you that you can create something that it doesn't have to be the most complicated of things. Anyone can do it. You can decide to look at books. People have made books. People have made videos on YouTube, probably even on Skillshare, and use those to find a technique that works for you. It could be really simple, something you can create for a family member or a friend. And I really enjoyed the process. I found it very kind of freeing because you can listen to a podcast, you could watch a video as you're doing it, and just know that you're designing something that could have, an impact on yourself, or if you decide to give it to someone, it could be something that they really like. So that's just the gist of quilling. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to take up a project. What would you quill? What would you create? What inspires you? Let me know. And thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who you think might find this interesting, who you think may find value in this. And I'll see you in the next one.